spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport, the thrill of victory, and the agony of defeat. The human drama of athletic competition. This is...
Hello there, and my apologies to Jim McKay and ABC Wide World of Sports, but also my gratitude to them for that wonderful introduction from the late 70s, early 80s, ABC's Wide World of Sports. Welcome to you, the student. My name is Dr. Mark Cole, and I'm the instructor for KIN 359, Sport and Exercise Psychology. This is summer 2015 online. And as you can see, having just listened to the audio track, we have gone through a little bit of the introduction, sort of syllabus type stuff. You can see on the previous slides that there's a introduction to the class itself, my contact information, as well as my office and our Facebook, which is WIU Sports Psychology, and my Twitter, which is @StrayHiker. Feel free to use those at any time to help communicate. Certainly text works. I'm becoming more and more a faculty of the 21st generation. You can also see in the previous slides that we had a purpose on there, that the purpose of the course is to familiarize students with sport and exercise psychology and how both the personal influences performance, and then in turn how performance influences the person or the psyche. So again, that's what we call a bidirectional relationship. We'll talk more about that. You can also see on the syllabus, both in the hard copy that's listed on Western Online as well as in the previous slides, that we have some course objectives that you need to familiarize yourself with. These are good to help study for the quizzes, as well as double check that this is content that you actually want to be looking at here as we move forward in the course this semester. Our plan today is to, not today, but with this recording, is to go through the syllabus to make sure that we are both on the same page and that everybody understands how they can succeed. What I've done is I have posted the syllabus online on Western Online, and if you'll follow along, you'll see that we have gone through Roman numerals 1 and 2. We're down on Roman numeral 3, which is the communication plan. I'll be available Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Central Time via phone or email, and my cell phone is listed up at the top of the syllabus as well as on that first slide. Maybe a couple days where I'm going to a conference where I may not necessarily be available, but I will, no matter where I am, what I'm doing, try to be available and communicate within 24 hours in the same means with which you communicate me. So if you email me, I'll email you back. You phone call me, I'll phone call you back. Those kinds of things. So with the nature of an online course being what it is, student interaction is both encouraged and mandated. So please feel free to contact me as much as needed. On the participation requirements, you'll see both on the syllabus as well as in some of the later materials that we have a need for each student to participate both in discussions as well as turning some activities in and doing some other types of activities. When we ask you to participate in a written discussion, I'm going to ask that you use the ACE technique, ACEA. Answer the question or the prompt that's been proposed. Cite your source or the reason for your answer. Your experience is a good reason, but try and back it up from the material that we've talked about in class and that you've viewed, and then expand on your answer and apply it to your specific domain or content area. Content area. So whether it's exercise or sports or law enforcement or RPTA, whatever that may be, or perhaps your chosen future career area. You'll notice on the syllabus, Roman numeral 5, that there's policies for grading. Discussions are graded on a 0, 1, 2 scale. More on that will be listed on the discussion themselves. I do want to make a quick mention here about net etiquette, which is Roman numeral 6, and the quality of communications. The nature of this course and its content is that we will occasionally deal with or touch on really sensitive topics such as race and gender and socioeconomic status and ability levels. And while everyone's perspective is welcomed, and I will do my very, very best to make sure it's a safe environment, I also have to rely on you to be polite and open-minded to others' perspectives. And in fact, previous students have said that that's one of the more enjoyable aspects of this class, is that we do deal with somewhat difficult topics, and we go ahead and have those conversations rather than avoiding those conversations. So please pay attention to net etiquette and make sure that your communications are of the highest quality at all times. Moving forward, you can see that there will be no makeups. There's a fairly strict schedule. Since this is an 8-week class, it usually runs about 16 weeks. We got to get work done and get hopping, and so I have lined up things with specific due dates, and late work will not be accepted. You can look more on the specific due dates for that, but do not anticipate that late work will be accepted. If for some reason you have a wedding or a death in the family or something like that prevents you from getting work done, contact me well in advance of that. I am somewhat flexible, but at the same time, if you're going to be gone for the weekend, you certainly have 5 days to get that week's assignment done beforehand. You'll see we have the assessments listed and the grading scale. It's an important comment that we have a conversation about academic honesty, that I expect you to do your own work. I also let you know that every assignment that you turn in electronically is automatically placed in what's called a plagiarism checker or an originality checker. I will post some resources, some links on the Western Online site where you can actually sort of pre-check your work to make sure it doesn't overlap with anybody else's work. Remember that the APA style rule of thumb is that you cite the source if you use more than 5 words in a row. So that's also the APA style reference, as well as the plagiarism checkers will be cited in links. If you have some need for accommodation, please early and often remind me or contact me so we can make all the necessary accommodations for you. I'm more than happy to do that. However, I do need to know from you about those. Moving forward to the tentative course outline, you'll notice that, again, it's an 8-week course, that we have roughly 2 weeks of content, and then an online quiz, and then and then kind of varies off of that. Each week you'll have multiple activities. You will certainly have readings, and you will also have audio slide, I guess we would call them screencasts to review, but I also think they'll be enjoyable. So that's kind of our initial plan for the future. I will leave you to review the hard copy of the syllabus more and get started on week 1's readings, as well as the screencast and the activities. Thank you, and again, please feel free to contact me. This is Dr. Mark Cole with KIN 359 Sport and Exercise Psychology, Summer 2015.